and gentlemen, this is final boarding call for ADW726. Please proceed immediately to Gate 3. Thank you.
Good day, Dr. Kappa and fellow classmates. We are Group 3 and today we are pleased to present our Seminar 5 case study titled Malaysia Airlines National Carrier in Crisis, Strategic Options for Recovery. So this case look at how Malaysia Airlines, we call MAS, once a proud symbol of national pride, has gone through over 20 years of serious challenges. So these include heavy financial losses, multiple failed turnaround efforts, and also the public tragedies such as the disappearance of flight MH370 and then the downing of MH17. So this presentation is based on two main sources. First one is a detailed academic case study that outlines MAS business struggles from 1997 Asian financial crisis up to the COVID-19 pandemic, and also the 2019 news articles from the New Straits Times, which reports on MAS second phase turnaround plan under the management of Khazanah National. The case highlights some major long-standing problems in the company, such as overstaffing, political interference, frequent changes in leadership, and also the poor revenue strategies. So these issues have continued despite years of restructuring and government support. So today's presentation is structured around four key strategic questions. So the first question will be presented by Dominic, and then the second question will be covered by KH, and then the third question will be explained by BA, and then lastly, the fourth question will be presented by Michelle. So and I, Erica, will be handling the introduction and then the conclusion, summarizing the key points of our discussion of the case. So before we begin, here's a quick overview. So Malaysia Airlines was once considered one of the Asia's top full-service carriers. However, over the years, it has struggled with rising operating costs, intense competition from low-cost airlines, and then also the poor internal management. So despite multiple recovery efforts supported by the Malaysian government and then also the Khazanah National, the airline has not yet achieved lasting stability. So the case study provides a timeline of key developments and challenges the airline has faced over the years, including the financial instability, leadership reshuffles, and then the public tragedies such as MH370 and then the MH17. So the 2019 New Straits Times article further emphasized that many of MAS' legacy problems, along with the over-ambitious restructuring targets, remain unresolved. So in the sections that follows, each of us will explain and explore more of the four strategic questions to better understand MAS' situation and discuss the possible way forward. So now, I'll pass the presentation to Dominic, who will begin by identifying the key challenges faced by Malaysia Airlines. Here you go, Dominic.
Thanks for the great introduction. We started by highlighting four key events from 1997 to 2019 that developed the pain points and the challenges. The first event is Malaysia Airlines shares price plummeted in 2006 due to prolonged poor performance and accumulated losses, leading to structural bankruptcy. It was later delisted and nationalized between 2014 and 2015. The second event happened after Asia financial crisis and during 2002 to 2019. Together with the government, Malaysia Airlines initiated a bold move to introduce turnaround plans to boost revenue and to cut costs. In 2007, Firefly was launched to compete with other low-cost carriers. The third event was the two tragedies of the MH370 and the MH17, which worsened not only the finance but also reputation and trust in early 2014. The fourth event involved the complication with government's interference in strategic decisions. The frequent change in leadership, the sharply increased costs, and the mismanagement restrained the effectiveness of turnaround plans during 2006 to 2019. The pain points being identified are restore long-term sustainability, to release on the stock market to meet commercial purpose, and to contribute meaningfully to Malaysia GDPs. There are four key categories of challenges linked to the pain points. Financial challenges refer to the financial stress from high debt and proportional increased direct operating costs, poor liquidity, weak revenue management, huge capital layouts, and volatile fuel price. They erode earnings and heightened financial risk. Business challenges include intense competition, overstaffing, reduced capacity, weak oversight, leadership instability, political interference. These issues disrupt strategy execution along with the falling ringgit, continue to pressure operation efficiency and profit margins. Risk management challenges were exploited in 2014 when poor communication during the tragedies revealed the absence of a crisis management and business continuity plan. Shareholders' challenges include investor barriers, unmet customer expectations, and damaged reputations, leading to a lost trust and confidence among staff, customers, and vendors. Finally, the unexpected event of COVID-19 pandemic offered Malaysia Airlines an unplanned pause, resembling a retrieve strategy to focus on long-term goals by relocating resources and rebuilding operations.
Drawing from the strategic leadership model, resolving the issue faced by Malaysian Airlines involved addressing both internal and external challenges through a comprehensive, multi-level leadership approach. The strategic leadership model emphasized the leader's role in shaping organizational vision, managing resources, influencing culture, and navigating complex environments to achieve sustainable success. First, we must establish a clear and compelling vision. The airline's vision should be reframed to focus on rebuilding trust, safety, and operational excellence. It is crucial after the brand was severely damaged by past tragedies. This vision must also align with Malaysian national interests, ensuring the airlines continue to serve the country's economics and political goals, but on a foundation of commercial viability. Second, we need to strengthen leadership and governance. This means appointing a leader with proven turnaround expertise. We must also minimize political interference, empowering management to implement necessary restructuring without undue external pressures. Enhancing government structure will improve accountability, transparency, and responsiveness to market change. From a performance excellence perspective, operational, financial, and cultural restructuring are essential. This involves adopting strict financial controls to manage costs, focusing on efficiency and optimizing resources, such as workforce rationalization and smarter fleet management. Leveraging government support, the airline must restructure decks and plan for a return to the market to regain investor confidence. Next, we must enhance organizational culture and employee engagement. A culture of safety, accountability, and continuous improvement is vital to restore morale and reputation. Engaging employees in the turnaround process will foster commitment and reduce resistance to change, especially given past union oppositions to reforms. Next, from external challenge perspective, we must proactively navigate external environmental challenges by working closely with regulators and international partners and monitoring geopolitical and economic risks. We can ensure compliance and adapt our strategy to changing conditions. By applying the strategic leadership model, Malaysian Airlines can address its complex challenges through visionary leadership, strategic resource management, cultural transformation, and adaptive strategies.
Hi, my name is B.A. Lim, and right now I'm going to share on question 3, that is drawing from strategic agility perspective. Which capacities or processes must the organization develop to respond more rapidly and flexibly to change? Now, what is strategic agility? Strategic agility refers to an organization's ability to A. Recognize and react quickly to developments in the market and environment, B. Quickly reconfigure capabilities and resources, and C. Continually popping up with new ideas to maintain strategic alignment and competitive advantage. In a volatile, unpredictable, complex, and ambiguous VUCA circumstances, it places a strong emphasis on adaptability, responsiveness, and resilience. Strategic agility, as opposed to static strategies, is about dynamic capabilities, or the ability to act quickly and change course as needed without losing momentum. According to Dawes and Kosonen 2008, strategic agility has 3 dimensions. Number 1, strategic sensitivity, that is a capacity to recognize changes quickly. Number 2, leadership unity, the group's dedication to strategic choices. And number 3, resource fluidity, the capacity to quickly redeploy. In developing strategic agility, an organization needs to focus on these 5 interconnected processes or competencies. Number 1, strategic sensing. The purpose is to constantly monitor and analyze market signals, new trends, and disruptions. To implement, it has to create specialized teams for market intelligence, invest in scenario preparation and predictive analytics, interact with customers, authorities, and business rivals, competitors. In MAS context, they did not have this prior to the MH370 and MH17 mishaps. By implementing this, MAS could be able to foresee fuel price volatility, regional LCC threats, and reputational crisis. Quick decision-making and leadership alignment. The purpose is to promote unified executive decision-making to shorten the decision cycle. How to implement? That they need to dismantle or flatten hierarchies within the organization, encourage collaborative leadership and trust-based culture. In MAS, political meddling and leadership high turnover, that is, they have 5 CEOs in a span of 5 years, hindered coherent leadership. Consistent leadership and decentralized authority are necessary for agility in order to make fast turnaround. Resource allocation flexibility. The purpose is to facilitate a rapid relocation of resources, expertise, and capacities. To implement, they need to create company units that are modular, giving priorities to talent pools that can be deployed and cross-trained, and to construct a resource planning system that is digitally integrated. For MAS, resource flexibility was limited by overstaffing and strict long-haul commitments. For them to be agile, units such as maintenance, repair and overhaul MRO and mass cargo divisions must be able to spin off, redeployed or scaled down as needed. Number 4, capacity for innovation. The goal is swiftly adapt to change by creating new products and revenue stream. The implementation would create venture arms and innovation labs, encourage an innovative culture that is quick to fail and quick to learn. Examine leadership transformations include subscription-based ticketing and touchless travel. In MAS, traditional business model was reluctant to change. With strategic agility, it would have allowed MAS to form strategic agreements or recast itself as premium LCC hybrid adaptive operations. The purpose is operational systems that facilitate the execution of dynamic strategies are the goal. The implementation involves integrate agile operations, digital automation and lean processes, make use of dashboards and KPIs in real time for smoother cross-border collaboration such as cloud system. For MAS, outdated systems and bureaucratic inefficiencies plague MAS. Investing in data-driven performance monitoring, agile ERP and dynamic capacity planning augurs well with agility. The application for MAS. According to this case study, MAS shortcomings were mostly caused by the lack of strategic agility. They are A. Absence of external shock early warning systems, that is, for example, geopolitical risk and LCC rise. B. Decision-making that is rigid and sluggish led to leadership turnover and political control. C. Misalignment of resources, overcapacity and bloated payroll are a few examples, and an inflexible cost structure. D. Restructuring post MH370 and MH17 was reactive rather than proactive. As such, if strategic agility is implemented, MAS would, number 1, switch from long-haul to regional services before the crisis hit. Number 2, leverage its MRO and cargo divisions as growth engines. Number 3, setting up strategic alliances and or code sharing with other allies to prevent route thinning. Number 4, create a crisis management playbook to be contingency ready. Now, what's the conclusion and recommendation? In order to incorporate strategic agility, MAS and other airlines too ought to, number 1, establish strategic foresight procedure. Number 2, encourage unity in leadership and limit political meddling. Number 3, create a framework for dynamic resource allocation. Number 4, create hotspots for innovation across all business sector. Number 5, invest in human resources and flexible digital infrastructure. The above will enable MAS not only flourish in turbulent times, but also recover from calamities. Thank you.
Malaysia Airlines doesn't need more restructurings. It needs a bold takeoff strategy. It needs emotional reinvention. Let's reimagine MAS not as a struggling carrier, but as the airline that people can't wait to fly again to realize its tagline, redefining the journey. Using design thinking, we explore emotional pain points across 5 key stages along the customer journey in MAS context, namely awareness, booking, pre-flight, in-flight, and post-flight. Each moment is a chance to build loyalty or to lose it. In awareness, passengers are curious, discovering MAS through ads or past trips. First impressions count, so emotional storytelling matters. During booking, excitement meets caution. Passengers want clarities and control. This shows opportunities to simplify, even delight to create smoother user experience. The pre-flight stage brings stress. From check-in queues to baggage worries, smart tools and proactive updates can ease that tension. In flight, people want comfort and connection. It is a chance to innovate with immersive format and calming technologies. In post-flight, passengers are tired but reflective. A smooth close, like fast baggage claims or a personalized thank you, can leave a lasting memory. This journey map isn't just a process. It is the blueprint for empathy-led innovation. Let's be real. MAS isn't top of mind for Gen Z. The brand feels tired. So how does MAS stand out? Nothing more than bold, playful ideas. Booking shouldn't feel like a chore. Imagine AR seat previews, a spin the wheel at checkout, and gamified loyalties where enriched miles score instant rewards. And MAS isn't just selling flights, it's selling excitement. Pre-flight anxiety is real, so MAS should offer a smart travel app with real-time updates and baggage BFF, a Bluetooth tracker plus a 1-hour return guarantee. Peace of mind before takeoff. In-flight, passengers want more than basics. MAS needs to wow them. Imagine crew cameo skits, safety briefing transformed into K-drama parodies, add mood lighting, calming soundscape, and VR in-flight entertainment. Suddenly, the flight itself becomes a highlight. When the journey ends, don't just say goodbye, say it meaningfully. A personalized thank you message, a journey back guarantee, and the Flight for Impact program, for example, every 1,000 miles, help plant trees in Borneo or fund school kids in rural Malaysia. It will be a travel that feels good even after you land. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we will be landing in a short while after our Captain Erica make the conclusion of your flight. Over to you,
This
Captain.
presentation, the case of Malaysian Airlines shows how long-term structural issues, if left unresolved, can seriously weaken a company, even with a strong government backing. So the tragedies of MH370 and then the MH17 were major blows to the airline's brand, but according to the case study, many of the company's internal problems existed long before 2014. So issues like having too many staff, political interference, and then the frequent leadership changes have made it difficult for Mars to function like a competitive commercial airline. So the 2019 article on Mars' second turnaround plan points out that although some improvement were made, like reducing the size of the operation and then the narrowing losses, but the deep-rooted problems are still holding the airline back. So based on the case study and article, from a strategic leadership point of view, the airline needs more stable and experienced leadership with less political control over the business decisions. And then from a strategic agility perspective, must need to better manage its routes and adjust quickly to market changes and form smart partnership. Okay, and then from a design thinking angle, right, Mars should improve the passenger experience, making sure that Malaysian hospitality is something that customers actually feel, not just hear in slogan. So in short, the survival of Mars can't depend on bailouts alone. If the airline wants to compete and grow in today's fast-changing aviation industry, it needs a clear, practical strategy and then focus on leadership, flexibility, and then the customer satisfaction as well. That's all for today, and thank you for listening to our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you for flying with us.